to move forward. So which topic is going on? Good, exception handling. So let us have some small discussion and then we will move forward. What is the purpose of exception handling? To build robust applications. Very good. Okay, Mr. Knox, sir. కొంచెం స్లోగా చెప్పండి సార్. ఓకే ఓకే నాక్స్, ఐఎమ్ టీచింగ్ సేమ్ థింగ్ మెనీ టైమ్స్. Same thing many times I'm saying, ma. Try to catch me. I'm basically going slow only. Okay, fine. Vinith Kumar, happy Women's Day. Okay, it is Women's Day only. Every day is Women's Day only. Okay, now fine. Come on to the point of it. Ante kada? Fine. What is the purpose of exception handling? To build robust applications. Okay, right. What is the definition of exception? How many types of errors are there? First of all, 3 errors, right? Compile time errors, logical errors, runtime errors. Okay, 3 types of errors are there. Okay, very good. Next, when do you get compile time errors? When we don't follow the syntaxes. When we don't follow syntaxes. What I am asking, you answer the same thing. Syntax, logic, that is not the answer. When we get compile time errors, when we don't follow syntaxes. When do you get logical errors? Wrong representation of the logic. We will get what errors? Logical errors. When do you get runtime errors? Invalid input. Entered by whom? Application users. Entered by whom? Application users. Very good. Next term, we go for next term. What is meant? When do you get exception? When do you get exception? When the end user enters invalid input. So every invalid input is considered as what? The exception. Okay, when exception is coming, which message is coming by default? Technical error message. Very good. I think you prepared very well. Prepared? Or just based on yesterday's listening part you are saying? Prepared? Prepared or not? Prepared. Very good. Next, is it necessary? Is it recommended to give technical error messages? No. Recommended to give which messages always? User friendly? Yes. So to generate user friendly error messages, compulsory you must learn what? Okay. What is the definition of exception handling? Converting technical error messages into beautiful. Okay. When exception is occurring, how many technical points will take place? 3. Program execution is abnormally terminated. PVM control comes out of the program flow and PVM generates a technical error message by default. To do these 3 things, what to create internally? Object to create. What to create, ma? Object to create. Beautiful. So to create an object of the class, what is it? To create an object of anything, what we need? Exception class is required. What is the difference between exception class and then normal class? Normal classes provides a smooth execution, successful execution. Exception classes will provide abnormal termination. Understand? That's why every exception is one of the object. Every exception is one of the, yes. Division by 0 problem, which exception? 0 division error. Invalid number conversion. Invalid number conversion. Value error. See that they are saying value error. Invalid number conversion. 100 ABC. Want to convert to numerical value. Can I convert it? You cannot convert it. What is that exception called? Value error. Which error? Very good. Now I want to convert. Now I want to pass invalid arguments. Type error. Invalid arguments. Which error this is? Type error. There is a dictionary. Dictionary contains some keys 10, 20, 30, 40. I am passing 50 as a key. 50 as a key. Do you have that key in that dictionary? No. Which error? Key error. Which error? Yeah. We have an index of Python. Python is a text which is containing 0 to 5 indexes are there. I am passing 6 as an index. Which error? Index error. So tell me some error. These are all called what? Exception class names. Tell me the exception class names. Zero division error, value error, type error, index error, key error. One more, module not found error. I am importing the module. That module is not there in the Python program or Python folders. Not at all available. Module not found error. Have you seen all of them or not? Good. So like that, if you go on doing that kind of things, I have the discussion already in the last class. Now I'm going to enter into the most special point in the class that is already done, exception handling part, which is already uploaded in the session and already we did, my dear students. And let me go to the further discussion, students, now. So this is my last class discussion. I prepared some 10 points and I hope you are all best in these 10 points. And today is the most important day where I'm going to enter slowly into the programming part in today's class. Okay, students, now I'm entering into types of exceptions. Types of what, ma? Exceptions. Types of exceptions in Python. Types of exceptions in Python programming language. Very, very important. So I'm going to give you the clarity on this part of it. Let us follow this concept carefully. Okay. Now, so in my free timing, of course, I used to get, I have a little plan, of course, which I'm going to do that. Actually, you know, after my 1 o'clock, I told you already in the beginning days only, 1 to 2, I have a video shoot session is there. Daily, the Python videos I am doing it, where I'm giving for our institute want to give it for different students who are unable to come to offline or online. They will take a membership from Naresh IT and they will watch my videos. Like different things are there, online portals like that. They want to give membership of that. And one more thing is, for them, I am doing some multiple choice questions on every topic. So what I decided is, the same questions I will keep it into your Google Drive class. You try to solve by yourself. Don't post the answers in the Google Drive. I will keep that questions in that. You practice by yourself. Don't keep the answers in the Google Drive. If anybody keeps that Google Drive, the answers, I'll block you. I will block. You test by yourself. First, you need to read. So from variables onwards, I will go on keeping daily 20 questions like that. So MCQs will be there. I will remove the MCQs. I will give fill in the blanks. You want MCQs or fill in the blanks? Fill in the blanks. Good. So if answer is not coming, what you will do? You will ask me, right? So if you read, I know that if you don't get the answer, you will ask me. Again, burden for me only. No problem. That's what. If you read my notes, everything is there in that. Okay, now that are the questions which are coming from most of the MCQs nowadays. Okay, right. Anyhow, give me one more 3-4 days time. I'm in the preparation of it. In my lunch time, after my video session is over, I'm coming here. I'm preparing that all the questions from different databases which I'm collecting. I'm preparing it. So solve those questions by yourself. Solve those questions by yourself, and don't post any such type of answers. Okay, right. So Anuj, you missed the functions concept. You have completed in your other batches also, sir. So if no, please could you tell which batch has not completed, because I wish to sit through the classes again. Thank you. So Anuj Kumar, Anuj Arjun Prudvi. So there it is going on. Morning 9 a.m. very shortly, 11 a.m. very shortly, it will be starting. Their functions will start. Any of you are missing that, you can attend that sessions. Okay, offline sessions are there. You can come, you can attend that functions concept. Okay, so let me come to the types of exceptions here. See that last class I took it some example part also. Some example part also. EX2 you take it. It is called which number? It is called which number? Valid number. I am converting into where? Integer, and I am printing that. So let me save this code. Let me save this code. Let me execute this. So KVR Python 4 PM. So say there is exceptions. Py ex2.py ex2.py. So happily converted into that. All of a sudden I am going to say 100 ABC. I am saying that 100 ABC. I am going to do that. What is that exception is coming? So anything is wrongly doing that operation, you are going to get the exception, which I am going to provide the storage solution. What message it is? Technical error message. Which messages I want to give now from now onwards? Right. I will give don't enter alphanumerical values. Don't enter alphanumerical values. You cannot convert like that. I will be giving very shortly. We are going to provide user-friendly error messages. Okay. Moreover, I am giving one more type of thing. Now I am giving ABC again here. Int function can convert only one value into another place. So here it is going to do 100 only, but you are giving additionally some more kind of unnecessary argument you are passing. So it is going to take what? Invalid number of arguments. Which exception? Type error it is going to be. Okay. You take any such type of things. We are going to have such type of things here. So type error is called one predefined class. Value error is called one predefined exception. What else? You go to the Python here directly. You say 10 by 0. You see what is this exception is called? Zero division error. You come out of that. I am saying, and again it is coming to the DOS prompt. You need not to go to Python and all those things. Directly from your DOS prompt only you can go to Python. Again you come to your place only. Are you getting? Yes. So now I am going to give you the concept like this. Coming to the point back. Very, very important discussion. In Python programming, we have two types of exceptions. They are, first one is, what is the first one? Predefined or also called as what? Built-in exceptions. Second one is called what, ma? Programmer, which is a very, very important, or called what, user, or also called as what, custom defined exceptions we can call. Customization, custom defined exception. So these are called what? Two types of exceptions are available. What are the predefined exceptions? Tell me. I want to define what is the predefined exception in the class. Look at students. I am giving the clarity on predefined exceptions. How simple they are going to be like this. Tell me now. These exceptions are already defined or developed in where? In Python software. Already available or defined in which software? Python software, or in Python API, which is already available in our Python software API, and they are always dealing with, I can write, dealing with what problems? Universal problems. See students, universal problems. What are the universal problems? I will be giving the clarity here. Some of the universal problems are, what are the first problem I am saying? Attempting division by zero problems. Come on, zero problems. Which type of exception, ma? Zero division. Always keep in mind, ma, zero division error. See, it is a class name. Z capital, D capital, E capital. What is this notation I said yesterday's class? Hungarian notation we can call. So Z capital, D capital, E capital. It is called what? Yes. What is zero division error? It is an exception class name. Dealing with what problems? Zero division problem. Today you are going to get most perfect explanation I'm going to give. Syntax you are going to receive very close, very shortly. Next I'm trying to take one more kind of thing. What is that now? Invalid number formats. Invalid number formats and trying to convert into the valid number format. You are going to get which type of error, my dear students? Value error. Value error. So next is called what you know? C. Division by zero problems, zero division error, invalid number format. What is this now? Good. Next I'm going to say, take it. One more thing is known as what you know? Invalid number format, this one. And invalid number of arguments. Invalid arguments passing. Invalid arguments passing to the function. Invalid arguments specification. Which type of kind of thing? Type error, type error, type error. And the next is called what? Invalid key, invalid key. That is not invalid key in dict object. Not only that, wherever key is there, which is passing invalid, which is known as what? Yes. Now I'm going to say E. I'm going to give you one more kind of thing. Invalid index. Invalid index in the indexing operations. In where ma? Indexing operations. Which type of exception? Index error. Index error. So like that I can say etc. These are all the problems whether you are getting or I am getting. These are all comes under which problems? Any problem comes in the programming of Python, it is called one type of class will be there. Are you able to understand? So these classes you developed, already developed. That's why these exceptions are known as what? Very good. Students who are in the online, is it able to understand, students? Is it able to understand, students? Ganesh Verma, syntax error is also one thing that will be given by the compiler. Two people are giving here, two people are giving errors. One is compiler, one more is PVM. PVM generated things are called exceptions. Python compiler generated things are called errors. Am I correct? Compiler phase means convert. Yesterday only I told you .py to pyc. I told very clearly in my notes. Converting .py into .pyc. If any syntax mistakes are there, which error it is called? Yesterday only I told that. Okay. Fine. So coming to the, like that, so many number of errors are there. I said etc. So many number of things are there. So many number of things. What are all the maximum things are there? I am going to cover in the class. These exceptions are what you are learning in my class of Python. You are going to apply anywhere else, even in data science also. You are applying in machine learning also. Everywhere else you will apply, you will understand like anything. Because I am teaching these exceptions. You will do like anything. Okay, right. Still, let me complete the exceptions so that you can understand. Sir, you will say dead easy, you will say. You will say dead easy. And you take any Python student who completed, they don't know even single alphabets of exceptions also, they don't know. Okay, let me go to the programmer defined exceptions. I want to give it. Let me go to that. This is called already developed it. We are just handling these exceptions. Now I am going to enter into programmer defined exceptions. I am going to enter into, students. Look at that, ma. I am going to enter into programmer defined exceptions. Second part is called very, very important. Programmer defined exceptions, also called as what? User defined exceptions we can call. Yes, students. Now I am writing these exceptions. I am writing these exceptions. Who will develop? These exceptions are developed by whom? Python programmer. Even in Java also same thing. Java programmer will develop there. Lot of importance will be there in Python as well as in Java. Developed by Python programmer, and they are available. They are available in Python projects. They are available in Python projects, students. In your projects, they are available. Not available in Python software. Python software things are going to be dealing with what problems? Everybody will be getting the problems you people are dealing with. But we are dealing with what they are available in your Python projects, because your own exceptions these are. Suppose I am dealing with ATM project development. So to the ATM project development, what exceptions are required? I will develop it. I will make it available in my Python project only. And they are used by what? Other Python programmers. Other Python programmers. That is nothing but team members. I can write it, but I am writing the uniform wording. Used by whom? Other Python programmers for dealing with yes, for dealing with which problems? Common problems. For dealing with which problems? Yes, when I am developing the ATM application, insufficient funds will be there. Insufficient funds is one error or not? Any banking sector you take it, that is a common error. You take it as a PIN error, invalid PIN number, that is also called one common type of error in every banking or not? Am I correct? Keeping the card in reverse order and then getting that confirmation messages, these are all called what type of things? Common problems. Such common problems are coming. Definitely you need to have your own exceptions. Let me write it, students. Some of the common problems are, I am writing, some of the common problems are, what are those? See, students, attempting to enter, try to understand, attempting to enter what? Invalid PIN in ATM based applications. In ATM based applications. Immediately confirm it. Attempting to enter invalid PIN. Whenever you feel that invalid, what is that immediate word is coming? Studied or not yesterday, that is a big doubt. Online students will answer, you see. Immediately whenever I enter invalid input, what it is called? Exception. Irfan, very good, ma. Exception. So 3 people said all of a sudden quickly. First message I got from Irfan. Every invalid input is called exception. You are seeing like a movie. Every invalid input is called what? Exception. Exception means what to create? They will only answer. You cannot answer, I know. They will only answer. See that object. Anuj Rajput is saying. Every exception will create what? Object. Yesterday only I covered. See, whenever an exception occurs, PVM create an object of appropriate exception. If you don't remember, I can't do anything else. Right? Whenever an object is occurring, whenever an exception occurs, PVM create an object of appropriate exception. Program execution abnormally terminated. PVM comes out of the program flow without executing the rest of the statements in the Python program. And PVM generates what? Technical error messages. Hence, in Python, all exceptions are considered as what? And behind of every object there exists what? So if you remember yesterday's, you will be smooth. Otherwise, difficult for you. So I can't repeat daily the same process. So coming to the point of it, I'm going to continue that. Attempting to enter invalid PIN. Invalid PIN is nothing but what? Exception. Exception means to create what? To create an object, what is required? Exception class is required. Was it available in Python software? No. Since it is not there in Python software, I will develop my own exception. That's why it is named as which exception? Programmer defined exception we can call. I will explain this is the separate part number 2 of my exception handling. Very shortly we will discuss that. In the next class we will discuss. Second point I am going to enter. Attempting to enter invalid username or what? Password. Attempting to enter invalid username or password. Are you able to get it? Attempting to enter invalid username or password. What is happening that time? Exception. Anything wrong, anything invalid, just to go for exception. Exception means what to create? Object. Object creation require what? Exception class. Exception class not present in which software? Definitely what I need to develop, myself need to develop the class, which is going to be called as what? Programmer defined exception we can call. Next one more I am trying to write. Attempting to withdraw. Come on. More amount than existing balance. More amount than what? Existing balance. Then what will happen? Attempting to withdraw more amount than existing balance. Exception. Eating something. Chewing gum. Stand up. Don't take inside. Eating something. Then like this you say. Throw it outside. Eat python. If you eat chewing gum, unnecessarily your energy is wasted for that. So you may say, sir, eating chewing gum for not getting sleep. That means you are not controlled by yourself. You are not under your control. You are the control of your somebody. Right? Start. So coming to exception is occurring. So coming to that, attempting to withdraw more amount than what? Existing balance. What is this called? It is called what? Exception. Exception means what to create? Object creation require what? Exception class is required. Exception class is required. How to eat python? Okay. Who is this? Okay, Renuka is asking. How to eat python means you need to daily read the notes. That is called eating python. Very good. So Renuka is asking very new doubt. Actually, she will ask only subject doubts. But today she asked the doubt. Of course. Okay. Okay. Let it be. If I say that kind of thing, they will say their own answers. Better to be serious in the class. Okay. So now attempting to withdraw more amount than existing balance. Like that I'm going to enter. Like this. If I go on continuing, it is going to be going for given development of which exceptions? Programmer defined exceptions. So last and final, I'm going to give you attempting to insert the card in reverse order. It is also going to be called as what? Wrong in direction is also called as what? Every exception need to create what? So these are all called common problems. Such exceptions requires object to create. Such object creation require what? Exception class, which is not present in where? Python software. That's why you need to develop your own exceptions. That's why they named as which exceptions? So I hope that for this, for example, my dear students, you remember me, my dear students, I will develop very shortly. I will enter pin error. See how I am developing pin error. So P capital, E capital. It should look like a predefined class like. I will develop like. Next is called what? Come on, what error it is? Login error. I will develop my own class like login error. I will develop like what here? Insufficient fund error. Right or not? Insufficient fund error. It is called one type of exception. Okay, students, try to understand me, attempting to enter. So that is nothing but what? Insert error. Like this. You name whatever you like it. But I'm giving some name which you pronounce like a predefined kind of things. I'm just following the rules of PSF. PSF rules I'm following. I will also follow ends with error. Like that, I can develop any kind of exceptions. I can develop it. Are you able to follow me? Right. So coming to the point of it, like that we are going to develop it. Now, first we will deal with what kind of exceptions? We will learn how to deal with it. Then I will go for development of what? Yes. So how many types of exceptions are there, students? 2 types. What are those exceptions? Predefined exceptions and very good. Predefined exceptions deals with what? Universal problems. What are the universal problems? Compulsory question, index error, key error, module not found error, value error, type error. All those things are comes under universal problems. And their class names also you must know about it. And you may ask a question, sir, if we go on remembering how many classes we need to remember, I will tell you the technique for you, how to remember it. Okay. First understand the programming. Next, what is that programmer defined exceptions? When I will go for programmer defined exception, if the predefined exceptions are not providing the class for so and so problem, for certain problem, if the class name is not there, that time I will develop my own exception, which is known as which exception, students? Programmer defined exceptions we can call. So shall we go for handling the exception now? Whether it is a predefined exception or programmer defined exception, I must learn now how to handle the exception. Very, very, very important discussion I am going to start, students. Handling the exceptions. Handling the exceptions in Python. So be alert like yesterday. Be alert like yesterday. Yesterday was a very good time and today is a continuity of that good time. Now tell me, handling the exceptions in Python is nothing but, fill up the gap. Handling the exceptions in Python is nothing but, yes, I am waiting. Online students can answer compulsory. Handling the exceptions in Python is nothing but exception handling. Very good. They will answer it. They will answer it. Definitely they will give you. Yes. Display messages, Arun Kumar. Yes. Jahnavi, perfect ma. Converting to user-friendly error messages. See, everybody is doing that. Converting what messages? Handling the exceptions are nothing but converting technical error messages into, yes. So why you are not saying, why they are only saying? You are very near to me. Very near to me. And they are very far away. I am remembering my 7th class or 6th class story. My HM is there, headmaster is there. His daughter is there in our class. She will not read to the class and she will come without preparing. And because of affection, somebody else will come and tell the bit paper. Bit paper means 30 marks will be there that days. 70 marks descriptive, 30 marks is bits. So definitely she will get bit paper somewhere else. So who will give that? I don't know. 7th class main. We have 7th class public exams. So she will get complete bit paper. Science teacher, when science teacher will come and tell. And what we do, we don't have any influence. We have to read by ourselves. And she will not show to anybody when some bit paper is coming. She can show to somebody else. But she will not. So she will not read and come. Like that, very near to Sir. Sir relatives, you are all. They are all far away students. That's why they are able to say good answers. Are you understanding my story with you? How it connected? So come to the point. Answer my questions. So which messages? Nothing but converting. Come on, fast. Converting which messages? Technical error messages. Technical error messages into user-friendly error messages. User-friendly error messages. User-friendly error messages. Nothing but what? Exception handling. Handling exceptions are nothing but, handling exceptions is nothing but, is in Python. Handling exceptions in Python is nothing but converting technical error messages into user-friendly error messages. To do this process, of course, I will continue. To do this process, very, very important students, to do this process, Python programming provides how many keywords, you know? 5 keywords they will provide. 5 keywords. They provide 5 keywords. They are, come on students, first keyword I am going to say. What is the first keyword? Try. What is that? Try. Keyword means always to be written in small letter only. We cannot write it like this. Try. Even for joke also we should not write like this. We should not write like this also. We should always write what? Small letter. All the keywords will be in small letter, except third one is what? Else. Next fourth one is called what? Finally. Next fifth one is called what? Rise. How many keywords are there? What is the first keyword? Try. Next, except, else, finally, rise. Good. Now I am going to introduce how to use this. These are syntaxes, either directly or indirectly, converting technical error messages into what messages? User-friendly error messages. How they are helping us, how they are converting technical error messages into user-friendly error messages, because we have to write from now onwards, certain syntax I have to go for it. Shall we write the syntax now? Yes, now I am writing syntax for handling the exceptions. Syntax for handling the exceptions. So I am going to give you the clarity on syntax for handling the exceptions. Now I am going to give you the syntax for handling the exceptions. So how to go about it? I am going to write the syntax. Shall we go, students? Is it understandable up to here? Is it clear? Now, let us move to the further. Now I will go to one example. Before writing the syntax, I will go for one example. What is my example? Look at that. My example is, look at students. Program for accepting, small example I will write it. Program for accepting two integer values and find their division. Okay, find their division. So do it. Now I will write a detailed code in the class. Look at students. S1 is equal to, carefully understand, input of enter first value. Enter first value. Which type of value it is? Enter first value. Which type it is by default, ma? You be careful. Which type it is now according to my explanation? STR. According to my statement, which is what? STR. Of course, I am getting into integer, no doubt in that. But now, which type? STR. So I am going to give you the clarity on div.py. So I got the value, it is STR type. Now I will take it as what? S2. Enter which value? Second value I am getting. Okay, two values are there. Can I do S3 is equal to S1 by S2? Quickly. No, you cannot. So it is going to be called as what? Is it a wrong operation or wrong arguments you are passing or correct arguments? Wrong arguments. Try to run this code once and then see. Try to run this code and see this. What I am going to get it. Save this code. div1.py. Go to the command prompt, students. See that py. div1.py. Now they are getting, it is going to be wrong arguments, wrong variables you are passing for this operator. Which thing? Wrong things passing means what is getting? Either value error will come or type error will come. So definitely what is going to come? Type error is going to come. Enter the value 10, enter the value 2. You see that what is the error is coming? Even though 10 and 20 are integers you are entering from keyboard, internally they are taking in the form of which type? STR by STR always gives which error? This is very, very important in interviews, because they will ask you which type of exception will come for what. I am performing operations on my given data, like a conversion problem is coming. Which exception? Value error. Arguments problem is coming. Which exception? Type error. Key problems are coming. Which exception? Index problems. Modules problems. Like that. Very easy to remember. You will get the practice of it. So it is going to be invalid, na? So it is going to be invalid process. That's why what are you doing? Convert S1 and S2 values into which type? Good. Now convert it. Of course, if I want, I will keep it. Now convert it. A is equal to, come on students, int of what, ma? S1, very good. B is equal to what? Int of S2, beautiful. Converted. We converted strings into which type? Very good. Now C is equal to what? A by B. Do the operation. Now I am saying value of what? Value of A is equal to comma A. I am saying value of B. I am saying that is called B. I am saying it is called B. Now I am saying here called what? div, comma what I am saying? D. C I am taking. Program execution from beginning, program execution in the last. Are you following, students? Right. Come on, execute this code and then see this operation once. Execute normally 10 and then 20 you pass it. No problem. Successfully my program is executing. What input I entered? Valid input is entered. What output is coming? Yesterday I told you this. Why are you hesitating to say? Say the answer. What input I give? Valid input. What is my input? First value, second value. Is it valid or invalid? So getting what output? Doing good. Output is getting. Anything do wrong, exception will come. I told yesterday now why you are hesitating. When the application user enters invalid input, then we get what? These points are like most important formulas. These are. Come on, next time. Enter the value 100. Next value is called what? 0. What input? Is it valid input? Come on, go to your program and then try to test it, my dear students. Is there any problem in line number 3? No problem. Problem in the sense input problem. Is there any problem? No problem. Line number 2 also, no, there is no problem. Of course, I kept in comment, it is neglected. Line number 6, 100 value is converted into integer, no problem. 0 value converted into 0 value, integer, no problem. And line number 7 you see, line number 8 you see, the PVM is substituting as what? 100 by 0. 100 by 0 is able to perform the operation or unable to perform the operation, which is known as what? A division by 0 problem we can call. Which problem? Yes, see that now, division by 0 problem. Now press enter key here. 0. Yes, see that it is going to give you completely that line. Line number 8, this is a statement. Which exception is coming? Yes, 0 division error is called what here? That underline highlighting part is known as what? Exception class name. That means whenever an exception is occurring in this line number 8, exception occurred. Now I am going to address it as what? Exception generated statement it is. Which statement? Exception generated statement it is. So I am writing here problematic statement it is called. I am just writing some cross mark. Cross mark means I marked it as exception generated statement. Always keep in mind, when A by B is there, if denominator is 0, which exception will come? They will ask in interview point of view, when do you get the 0 division error? I will get 0 division error when the denominator is, that you have to answer. When do you get a value error? Value error is coming when I am trying to convert invalid number of format into other type by using typecasting techniques. I will get which error? Whenever I pass wrong number of arguments, you will get which exception? Type error. Like that you need to remember. You try to think like that. So it is called which statement? Exception generated statement. Spell out. Okay. So is my program is successful or not successful? That means in line number 8 only problem is coming. Is other statements are executing? No, not executing, students. Go. Now execute once again. Line number, enter. Value called what? 10. Next time entering what? KVR. I am entering 10. Next time entering KVR. Go to the program now. What is happening? Line number 3, no problem. It accepted the value called 100. Line number 4 also no problem. Accepted the input. Line number 6 converted 100 into integer. No problem. Line number 7 not converting. A pure string called KVR cannot be converted into which type? So here also exception is coming or not? What is that exception? Value error. Is it a proper input or improper input? So I am getting what error here? Which is the line? Which is the line? Line number 7. See that B is equal to int of S2. This is called one more type of, I am just giving an indication that it is also called one exception generated statement. Problematic statements we can call. Problematic statements. Are you following, guys? Students in the online, are you following, ma? Are you able to understand me? Quickly. Very good. Okay, keep maintain the same concentration. Come on, students. Next you execute one more. See, students, I am entering something like, A dot B, or something like, dollar I am entering, dollar I am entering, and I am entering some 2. Dollar is nothing but one special symbol or not? Go. Line number 3, no problem, accepted the input. Line number 4 also accepted the input, no problem. Line number 6, what is the value of this S1 here? Dollar. Am I able to convert the dollar into the numerical value? No, immediately this is also called as one type of problematic statement or not? Yes, press enter key now. See the answer now. What is this now? So this is comes under which message? Technical error message. What is this earlier message is called? Technical error message. What is the earlier message is also called? And previously it is called which message? Output came. That means what input you give? What output came? Valid output. Which input you give? What you got it? Here also what you give? What you got it here also? Here also what you entered? What you got it here? Totally how many times I was running my program? 4 times. 1 time only successful, 3 times unsuccessful. Valid input time success. I have entered 0 as a denominator, exception. First input as a string, exception. Second input as a string, exception. So totally how many times I was running? 4 times. 4 times means how many times it was successful? How many times unsuccessful? Is my program is robust or weak? Robust or weak? It is a weak program. These programs nobody will take in the software industry. Whatever the programs we write like that, they are not robust at all. Now I need to convert this program into what? Robust. Robustness is nothing but what? When the end user commit a mistake, we need to go for what? User-friendly message you need to give. Suppose the end user is entering what message? Dollar. You should tell them, end user, please don't enter what? Special symbols don't enter. When the end user is entering KVR, don't enter STRs. When the end user is entering which value? 0. Don't enter 0 for denominator. I will tell all your mistakes. Then my program is so excellent or not? So I need to convert which messages? Technical error messages into. So I need to apply which concept? Exception handling. So that I must go for these kind of keywords. I hope you are understanding that why I am taking this type of keywords. Why I am taking these keywords now? To convert technical error messages into user-friendly error messages. Technical error messages into. To do this type of process, how many keywords are there? Shall we go for the keywords now? Yes. Now syntax I am going for. Let us go to these kind of error. Ganesh Verma. Be in the class context ma. I am going to eliminate this technical error messages by using what concept? Technical error messages. By using which concept? Handling the exceptions. By using these keywords. I am ready to do that. Try to listen carefully. Try to understand me what I am explaining. Please. That is my request for you. What is my class context? What I am explaining? Carefully try to follow. Yeah. Let us start with a try. First point. I will explain these try points, except point, else point, finally point, and rise point so perfectly. Compulsory question in interview point of view: explain try, explain except, explain else, explain finally, explain rise. They will ask you so many questions on it. I will give you everything. Today is the best day to understand everything. Try is the keyword. Then immediately indentation will come. Indentation symbol is coming. When the keyword is having indentation symbol, which is called block, we can call. What is that is called? Block. Now, what is the block name? Try block. What is the block name? What is the keyword name? Try. What I am writing immediately? Indentation symbol. So it is known as what? Try block. Spell out. Right. Now I am writing. I am not writing like that. If is also keyword, but I am not writing like that. What I am writing? I am writing some condition. Then I am writing. That is called what? Not if block. That is called if condition, if statement. So it is called what? Try block. All these things, 1, 2, 3, 4 are called blocks. 5 is called what? Keyword. All of them are keywords only. But these are called what? Keywords act as what? Blocks. Simple block is nothing but a keyword with indentation symbol. Okay, sir. What you will write inside of it, sir? I will write block of statements. See, students, I will write a block of statements. I will write block of statements. Block of statements causes or block of statements generates what? Exceptions in which program? Python program. Generates exceptions in which program? Yes. Try block of statements generates exceptions in which program? What are all the block of statements generating exceptions? I will write from now onwards in which block? So, sir, because of writing the block of statements generating exceptions in Python, what is an advantage, sir? The advantage is very simple, students. Look at here, exception is occurring in line number 6. When exception is occurring in line number 6, what will happen? PVM is coming here. Exception is occurring here. Tell me what is happening. PVM will come out of the program flow and gives which message? Technical error message was given. This part you know already, na? This part you know already. Am I correct? Now, because of writing, I am rewriting my program. I will rewrite my program. With which keyword I am using today? Because of rewriting this program with a try. Because of try will tell to PVM, don't go out of the program flow. You please wait some time. Give me an opportunity to the programmer to generate which message? User-friendly message. So I'm writing try. So PVM will not go out of the program flow. So once what are all the statements are generating exception, right under which block? So once the exception is occurring from now onwards, where is that exception is occurring? Very simple. Online students will answer. Block of statements generating exception where I am writing. So now tell me where are the exceptions are occurring? Try block. The exceptions are occurring in try block only. All the exceptions generating exceptions where I am writing. So exceptions are occurring in where? Previously, up to previous few minutes back, where are the exceptions are occurring? Python program. Immediately leaving the program control and giving which message? Technical error message. Now I am writing that block of statements in which block? Exceptions are occurring in where? Very good. Now PVM is understanding. So Java Python programmer has written the statements inside of which block? Definitely he is writing some other block. In that block he will generate which messages? User friendly error message, that is called what? Except block I am writing ma. Except block. Except block is having 5 varieties. 5 varieties of except blocks are there. I will explain varieties of except block in tomorrow. Today, I will give you standard format we use it in the industry. Standard format we use in the industry in real-time project I am writing. Except exception class name. Except keyword you need to write it. Exception class name I will write ma. Exception class name. Do you know the exception class names? Tell me some example. Zero, tell me. Zero division error, value error, type error, index error, key error, module not found error. What are all these things called? Exception class names. You don't tell me, sir, I don't know exception class names. If you don't know exception class names, your Python environment only showing value error, and here zero division error. It is only telling to you, this is an exception. By default, it is telling what exceptions are occurring. So I'm coming to know. What is that name? Exception class name, colon. It is also known as what block? Very good. For that particular exception class name, for this particular exception class name, look at students, for this particular exception class name, which message is coming? Some message is coming where end user cannot understand. You come, one more. Value error. One message is coming by default. Which message it is? Purely technical message. Nobody can understand except the technical person. Invalid literal for int of with base 10 kVr. Will anybody will understand? Even normal person can understand. He cannot understand. Even normal Python student also cannot understand. Who has the much knowledge in Python programming only they can understand. My intention is, I don't want to make the PVM to generate this message. I will tell to PVM, don't give your own message. This entire message is causing because of which error? You don't generate this value error message like that. You generate the message which is given by me. What is the message? Don't enter str values, alphanumerical values, strings, alphabets, special symbols. Don't enter. That is known as which message? Tell me, what are you doing in exception class name? Because of that exception class name, by default, one message will come. Which message it is? From now onwards, don't generate which messages? Now give which messages? So who is suppressing your technical error messages? Except block. Except block will suppress which messages? And generates which messages? Good. Exceptions are occurring in where? Try block. PVM comes out when exception is occurring in try block. PVM will go out of the program. PVM will come out of the try block. Looking for which block? Good. In except block, what are you writing? Already PVM knows which type of exception occurring inside the try block or not. That exception plus your exception name is equating. Equal to, applied equal to. If it is matching, PVM will execute which message? Yes, I write it. Block of statements. Block of statements generates. Come on, ma. Which message? User friendly error messages. User friendly. Good. See, ma. In my program, which you have observed it, because of line number 8, which exception will come? Zero division error. Zero division error. Because of line number 7, which exception will come? Very good. Because of line number 6, which exception is coming? So how many user friendly messages I will give? 2 value errors. 2 value errors, 1 zero division error. Here 3 statements means SEMA. A and B are what? One message is enough, na? One message is enough. What is that? Don't enter STRs, don't enter symbols, and don't enter alphanumerics. Both of them are value error only. And 8th statement you see, zero division error. Don't enter what? Denominator for 0. More than enough now. Yes, let us go to that. What I am trying to say is one except block is enough or necessary to write another except block also? One more except block is necessary to write it. Why? Value error, one user friendly message. Zero division error, one user friendly message. Module not found error, one more user friendly message. Index error, one more user friendly error message. Key error, one more user friendly error message. For every exception, we require one type of user friendly error message. And you don't get all of a sudden like, sir, I want to write one except block. I want to give you a very user friendly message. That is even in dreams also not possible. If anybody says, even I also will say, how I will say, I said already in the beginning only, except block is having 5 varieties of forms are there. Industry uses what I am explaining first. Later I will talk about the MCQ's point of view. What will come, I will cover. Okay, students, come on to that. Except exception class name 1. I will say user friend block of statement generates which messages? For that related exception class name, this related block of statements gives user friendly error message. Similarly, I can happily write one more type of message. What is that? Exception class name 2. Exception class name 2. What is that now? Block of statements generate which message? Okay. Next I am writing one more kind of thing. Come on, students. Like that I am writing. Like this I am writing. How many ma? How many I am writing? How many I am writing? Except class name n. Except class name n. Block of statement generates which messages? Yes. Are you understanding this? Tell me. Exceptions are occurring in where? When exception occurs in try block, PVM comes out of try block. Looking for appropriate except block. Here I wrote what error? Zero division error. Here I wrote value error. Here I wrote index error. Which exception occurring in try block? Index error, we got it. Is the first one matching? No. PVM comes to next except block. Is it matching? No. Is it last one matching? Yes. Index error is written. Value error is written. Here zero division error is written. 3 exceptions are there. Last exception matching. Last exception block of statements executed or not? Other way around. Sir, if no except blocks are matching, what PVM will do? PVM will tell, see programmer, you did not write any except block. No block is there. I will go out of the program now. I thought you are writing except block, but you did not write which block? Except block. I am going out of it and I will give which messages? Technical error message will come. Did you understand? That's why. Now tell me, exceptions are monitored in which block? Try block. That's why it is known as exception monitoring block. Which block? Where are you giving the user friendly error messages? Except block. That's why it is known as what? Exception processing block we can call. Exception. To handle the exception, how many blocks are required? Minimum 2 blocks. One is a monitoring plus processing. Monitoring plus who will monitor? Try. Who will process? So exception handling is equal to what? Try block plus except block. Let me show you that. Later I will write it. I will continue, ma. I will continue. What I will continue next? Else also I will write it. Else also I will write it. Finally also I will write it. But I don't want to write immediately now. After a few minutes I will write it. First, basically this is the skeleton. This is the base for everything. Shall I show you this? Come on. Go to that. I will write it. See, students, I will write Python. What is my Python program? This program only I will rewrite. How I am rewriting? You just follow me. What is this now? div2.py. How many values I will get it? Two values you get it. No problem. Yes, you got two values. Basically, you observe it, how many statements I have which are generating exceptions. Definitely these statements are depending on this line or not. And these below lines also depend on these lines or not. What are the most important lines here? 6, 7, 8 or not? This entire lines, 3 lines are having problems. Automatically before 2 lines and after 3 lines also comes under the problem only, na? What students, are you following? So definitely I will take this entire thing. I will take this entire thing. I will put it in where? I will put it in where? Try. I will say what? Everything I wrote inside of that. Please maintain indentation. Please maintain indentation. This is comes under what? Exception generated statements. Now I wrote in which place now? Later I will cut what? Cut one statement. I will cut it. Okay. Now I am writing what? Every try block, whenever you write, compulsory who is required? Yes, very good. Tell me what I should write it there. Exception name. What are the exception names you are remembering in this program? 0 division, error. See that red in color? Nothing but what? Predefined class. Print of, come on students, \n, don't enter 0 for denominator. Don't enter 0 for denominator. What is this line? User friendly? Very good. Start. Enter. Okay. Start here. Students, be careful, ma. py div2.py. Enter first value. Means enter first value means it is enter into inside of what? Who is enter inside of try? You don't know anything, right? Who enter? Yes, Irfan. Very good. PVM. Programmer will not keep a head inside of that program. Who is enter inside of that program? PVM. Please read daily. Try to execute. You see online students how they are answering. Come on. Who is entering inside of try block? PVM. Who will execute the Python program? Ayyo. They are saying. So, who is executing? Who is executing Python program? Long ago, source code, bytecode, PVM, reading line by line of source code, converted into the machine understandable code, understandable by OS and processor, gets a result. Who will execute the Python program? Who will, Rocky, write imposition. Who will execute the Python program? PVM. Who will compile the Python program? Who will compile the Python program? Who will execute the Python program? Why you are there? Why you are coming to my class? So go to the features of Python. Features of Python. Where it is? Features. Maybe there in some other place. First, batch mode, exceptions, features, modules. Right? Google Drive class. Okay. No need to go to Google Drive class. So I was explained already to you. Python interpretation process. So be careful. Try to come daily. Was it explained this one or not? Whenever you see, yes, sir, long ago you explained already, sir. See that Python compiler, compilation process, line by line, called what? Generating what code? .pyc submitted to whom? Execution phase. PVM converts into line by line of it and getting into this, etc. I explained. Who will execute the Python program? Who will compile? Python compiler. Is it explaining only today? Already explained, na? Then why are you not saying? Just I am asking, why you are not saying? Any problem, huh? Any problem? Forget, right? Forget, right? You go on forgetting like that. Then how can you remember it? So start. Who will enter inside of try? Right. Asking. See where to where this is related to it. So I will enter what value? Same, huh? 10. Next time entering what? 2. Who is entering inside of this try? PVM. What is the value of S1 and S2? 10 and 2. Converted successfully, no problem. Adding the value, no problem. And printing the value, no problem. Is there any exception occurring in try block? No. It is nothing but what? Except block will not execute. When exception is there, which block will execute? When there is no exception, what will not execute? Right. Come on to the point of it. I got the output perfectly. When you enter valid input, no problems will come. Always successful result will come. Execute. Next time entering 10. Enter what? Start. Any problem in line number 4 and 5? Any problem in conversion? Any problem in line number 8? As what is that problem name? Division by 0. PVM comes out of which block? PVM comes out of which block? PVM is there inside of which block? PVM comes out of which block? And looking for which block? Is this exception and then matching the exception what it has and then matching with the exception which is written by the programmer? What exception PVM knows? 0 division error. What exception programmer has written? Is it matching? And what is the PVM is doing? PVM is not giving its own technical error message. It is giving the message written by you, which is known as which message? Please look at that. Please look at that. Don't enter 0 for what? You please run the div1 program. div1 means the previous program, which was written without any try and except. Okay. Now you enter 10 and then 0 you enter. 10 and 0 you enter. Here no try, no except. It is simply exception is occurring in line number 7, going out of the program flow and gives which message? You tell me. div1 program is stronger. div2 program is stronger because it gives which messages? Very good. Very, very simple. Go to that. From now onwards, we never write the program like this. We learned logics. Now we are supposed to make our logics to be robust. We purchased a bike. We purchased a helmet also to make our program journey to be strong. So I am writing 0 division error. Which message is coming once again, students? Say, sorry. Execute div2. Enter 100 and 0. 100 and 0, no problem in these lines, and then 100 by 0 exception is coming. PVM comes out of it and looking for except block and matching with this exception and giving this message quickly. Don't enter 0 for what? Did you understand? Good. Next, please be follow. 100 and then KVR I entered. 1 minute. Any problem in line number 4 and 5? Who entered inside the try block? Yes, PVM got 100 and KVR. 100 is converted into what? A. Is it KVR is able to convert into B? What is occurring? Exception is occurring. Whatever I am asking, you need to answer that. Don't answer whatever you know. What is occurring? Exception is occurring. Exception occurring means which type of exception name is coming? Value error. PVM comes out of which block? Looking for which block? What is the exception name you have written? What is the exception PVM is having? Is it matching? It is looking for another except block. Have you written another except block here? No. Simply PVM is telling, programmer, you did not write anything. Nah, I am going out of it and I am giving my own message. Yes or no? Yes. Let us see this, students. I am getting which message? Value error. That means I need, is it necessary to add one more exception or not? Yes. Please tell me again. Except. Come on, ma. Value. Beautiful. Print. Come on, say. don't enter STRs. Next is called what? Symbols. And next what? Alphanumerics. Understand? Start. I enter. Again you enter it. Come on, students. I say 100. I say some dollar. Any problem in line number 2, 4 and 5? Any problem in 6? Any problem in 7? Yeah, no. Everything no means go to home now. Any problem in 7? Yes. Then what is PVM be able to convert or unable to convert? So simply comes out of which block? Looking for which block? First except block. Is it matching with this? No. Next except block is there. Is it matching with this? Yes. PVM will execute this message only. PVM will not give its own message because you ordered PVM. Don't generate your own message, PVM. You please give my own messages. You are matching, na? You generate my message because I am giving my statements. See, students, execute it. Don't enter STRs. Don't enter symbols. Don't enter alphanumerics. Now you enter. I say 100. I say KVR dot 1.10. You see, don't enter alphanumeric special symbols or anything. You enter something like, @ symbol and then 5. You got the message like. Understand, students? Come on, next. I say 10 and then 0. What is this? I say something like 100 and I never enter anything. Press enter key. Don't enter some symbol. Symbol is nothing but empty, na? You enter something like 10 and then 5. I got an output. Easy or difficult? You go to the div1, student. div1 you take it. div1 first value, second value 0. Which message I got it? Students? Enter once again. This is called what? 100 and then something like @ symbol. What message I got it? Which program is stronger? Program div2 program is stronger than what? From now onwards, exceptions need to handle. Exceptions will be ignored. Need to handle. To handle my exception compulsory, I will write what? Try and except block. I need to write it. Understand? Easy or difficult up to here? Students in the online, easy or difficult? Okay. Ganesh Verma got very big doubt. Both of them are 0. You got the doubt? Now you got the doubt. I understand. By looking at your face, I can understand was. Okay. Ganesh Verma, I like your answer, ma. Very good. Keep it up. But next time, don't get it. My sir said that any denominator is 0. It is nothing but 0 division error only. Anything by 0 is called what? Exception only. 0 by 0 na? 0 by 0 is 0 na? I understand. You are good mathematicians. So 0 and then 0. What is that? Don't enter 0 for denominator. Anything by division by 0 problem means what? 0 division error only. Ganesh Verma, are you happy? So are you happy, Ganesh Verma? Quickly. Right. So, yes, Mr. X, sir, can't we handle technical error messages with the else statement using condition? This is also a very good point. He is asking, sir, you are writing exception handling. Why don't you handle it with the if else? This is actually a good question. Even I am addressing in my class also. If I write if, you are executing certain thing, else you are executing certain thing. After that, what is happening? Other statements in the program will execute or not. But my intention is what? When something wrong, I want to stop it. If pin number is wrong, I don't want to give the money at the end. If pin number is wrong, you are saying that invalid pin number. Last other statements in the program take the money. I don't want to execute other state. If else. If it is true block you execute. Else, false block you execute. Other statements in the program will execute or not. But with exceptions, what will happen? Anything happens, it will abnormally terminate. That is called errors I am talking about. That are called conditions. Decisions they are called. Here these are called what? Exceptions. Mr. X, did you understand? Mr. X, did you understand? Quickly confirm it, ma. Okay. So got it. Okay. So now Mr. X got it. Ganesh Verma did not reply so far. So Ganesh Verma, so are you understanding anything by 0? Okay. So 0 and 5, Surya. Okay. 0 by 5. And he is learning mathematics now only. So if I go on taking like that, 0, and then what? You want to tell me? What is the division? So don't become day by day kid. Don't become day by day kids. Okay. So these are all our childhood days examples. Fine. So coming to that, Surya, are you okay? Did you understand? Surya? Fine. So I hope you understand this type of discussion. Shall I move forward? Yeah. Go to this place. Now, after this, except block will execute when exception occurs in try block. When no exception occurs in try block, what is not executing? That means when no exception occurs in try block means what is ready? Result is ready. Yes or no? From now onwards, such a result related statement I am not writing in where? X. Try block I am not writing. Try block I am not writing any except result related statements. Where I am writing result related statements, you know students, else block I am writing. Else block I am writing. Tell me, when else block will execute then? You have to catch this intelligent point. Successful execution. Ranjan, very good. Successful execution time, which block will execute? If no exception occurs in try block, straightforward PVM comes to where? If any exception is occurring, which block it will go? And at that time, which block will not execute? Tell me, if no exception will come, which blocks will execute? Which blocks I am asking? First of all, try block is there, except block is there, else block is there. When exception is not coming, when no exception is coming, which block will execute? Try block will execute first of all. Next, else block. Which block will not execute? Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. PY DIV2 120. I got the result. Which block is executed? Else block. My dear students, Seema, you are not feeling that it is an else block. Huh? See that this is an else block. End of this lines I will write it. This lines I will write it. Execute 120. Which block is executing? Okay. Now I am entering 100 and 0. Which block will execute? Is else block is executing? See, my dear students, don't enter 0 for what? Are you getting command over it? First, which block will be coming into? No exception is occurring. Which block will execute next? Else block. Beautiful. First, which block is coming? Exception is there. Which block next? Is else block is executing? No. So tell me, which is the block compulsory enters? Try block. Next after that, either else will execute or when else will execute? When no exception in try block. When except block will execute? When there is an exception in? Beautiful. Okay, students. Students in the online, are you getting? Are you understanding? Quickly. Senapati, okay. So I'm seeing, good. So, got it. Confident on? Right. Now I will go to next part. Next part I am going to. So next I am going to introduce one more type of block is there. One more type of block is there. That is called finally block. And don't worry about the finally block. Try block is known as which block I told? Exception monitoring block. Monitoring block. When I say certain thing, don't eat off and don't say something. Say completely. Exception monitoring block. Spell out. Except block is known as what? Exception processing block. All of you write and show me. Exception processing block. Else block is called what? Result generated block. Result is else block writing is compulsory or optional? Optional. Earlier I was already written in try block only, na? Writing else block is optional or recommended, optional or mandatory, but it is recommended to write it. Result separate, exception processing separate, exception monitoring separate, everything in one place. It is quite difficult to monitor the code. Understand, students? Right. Java class, Python class, data science class. All at once means it is a problem or not? Yes. Come on to the point. Finally block I am writing. Finally block is the one which is executing compulsorily, irrespective of exception occurring or not occurring. Finally block is the one which is executing compulsorily, irrespective of whether the exception is occurring or not occurring. Finally block will execute compulsorily, I am saying. Sir, why to execute compulsorily, sir? I will give you one wonderful reason. Today, don't worry. Today, don't worry. I will give you perfect answer. Let me write, students. I am writing here. I am writing here. What is this? I am from which block? Finally block. Why finally block is there? I will explain. 5 points I will explain. Each one I will give 4 to 5 points I will explain. I am from finally block. Tell me. Finally block will execute compulsorily, irrespective of type of exception occurring or not occurring. In exception occurrence case, finally will execute. Exception not occurring case also finally block will execute. First time they will open the door, day 1, first at 7 o'clock morning. Whether the class is going or not going, until 7 o'clock, until 6 o'clock, that will be open. So what is the need of opening and all those things I will explain. Don't worry right now. Let me execute. Come on, I am going to enter the details. Follow me. 102. 102. What input? Quickly. Valid input means what blocks will execute? Try block, else block, finally block. Don't see that this is which block? This is called what? Okay, try block, else block, finally block, like that. Irfan, finally block you forget. Now, next go, 0 and 0. Which blocks? Try block, except block. Very good. Try block, except block, finally block. So finally block is executing irrespective of type of exception occurs or not. Then what is the need of writing? I will explain. Nothing to worry at this time. I'll give a beautiful reason for it. Now I will say something like 20, something like a.s. You are getting number format, that is called value error. It is going to give you. I am from which block? So finally block will execute every time. Writing finally block is optional or mandatory? First of all, do you know meaning of mandatory? Mandatory means compulsory to write. Is it mandatory to write or optional to write? So first meanings you need to learn by the dictionary. It's my advice. Is it mandatory to write or optional to write? Mandatory to execute or optional to execute? Mandatory to execute or optional to execute? Mandatory to execute. Whenever I write, it will execute compulsorily. First of all, English problem. And you don't feel sorry shouting on us daily, because situation is like that. Mandatory means compulsory. Is finally block mandatory to write or optional to write? Mandatory to execute when I write or optional to execute? Yes. Else block mandatory to write or optional to write? Mandatory to execute or optional to execute? ఏం చెప్పాలి మీకు అసలు? Mandatory to execute or optional to execute? Whenever exception is occurring, will else block will execute? No. Whenever exception is not occurring, then only else block. Is it compulsory executing or optional to execute? Then you can't you understand that English? Read English paper daily. Buy one Hindu paper and read at least first page. Read the center spread article you read. Insights of India, what is going on, read. It is most useful to you competitive examinations. You need to do 24 hours. You need to only sleep only 6 hours. Rest of 18 hours, you need to go on reading only. No, sir, we want to read 14 hours. Like that. I will tell you your timetable one day, what you will do. So do that, what I am saying. Okay. So of course, read my Python notes very carefully. That is more than enough. So finally, I am going to say, okay, leave the English first. Writing else block mandatory or optional? Stay, don't maintain silence. Optional, right? Finally block. Finally block is mandatory to write or optional to write. Whenever I write finally block, mandatory to execute or optional to execute. That's it. For writing else block, mandatory or optional? Whenever I write else block, is it mandatory to execute or optional to execute? Optional to execute when there is an exception. When there is an exception, why it will execute? Am I correct? When there is no exception, that time only else block will execute. Else block execution chance is 50-50%. 50-50% is mandatory, optional. I have a coin. Head will come, tail will come. Anything may come. Head may come. It is an optional to have head or tail. I can't give a 100% capable probability that only head will come. Understand? So whenever I write finally block, it is compulsory execute, I said. So try to understand some vocabulary of English. So anyhow, is the syntax is clear? Now I am going to write it. Which block I am writing? Else. Tell me, what should I write in else block? Block of statements. Recommended to generate, come on students, results. Next is which block? Finally block. Finally block. Optional to write or mandatory to write? Optional to write or mandatory to write? Optional. Rocky, what happens today? So today, Rocky, you change your name, not Rocky. Today you are weak. So finally block, mandatory to write or optional to write? Optional to write. Mandatory to execute or optional to execute? Right. So block of statements. Executing compulsorily. Understand? Yes, this is the syntax of which block? Syntax for handling what? How many blocks you know today? Try, except, else, finally. And don't worry about raise is a separate. Raise is coming in programmer defined exception. I will give complete information about the raise. Understand today's syntax? Easy or difficult? But I don't feel that you are easy students. You are most typical for me. But I won't go now without having confidence on you. Last and final. And I will see the students. All the online students. Okay, Rocky, don't cry, man. Don't cry. Take dinner in the night, okay? Don't cry. Okay. So anyhow, come. Rocky, you try to answer, ma. I'm going to see. Ayyo. Appo, don't cry, ma. Don't cry. Ayyo, everybody is crying now. So don't cry. Now answer my question. Yes, sir. Rocky is saying that yes, sir. So as if they are crying and sir is consoling them, like that they are feeling. Very good students. All of the very pampered student in my class. Right. Answer. Writing finally block is optional or mandatory? Okay. Now I never ask again and again, you will get confused. Whenever I write finally block, is it mandatory to execute or optional to execute? Right, finished. Else block. Writing else block optional or mandatory? Okay. Whenever there is I wrote else block, no exception comes. Executing else block is? That's it. That's it. No more. I don't want to disturb you now. Finished. Relax. Fine. Rocky, are you getting? Rocky, are you getting? What is your name, Rocky? What is your original name? Okay. Kaja. Okay. Good. Shivakumar, is your friend? Huh? Shivakumar is saying Rocky name is Kaja. Shivakumar and Kaja are friends. Okay. Very nice. Good. Anyhow. So shall we move forward? Will you remember up to tomorrow this one? Explanation I will give tomorrow. I will explain try points. I will explain except points tomorrow also. Points of all, try, except, finally, and then else I will tell. And various forms of except blocks also I will tell you. So tomorrow I will go for explanation of the keywords of these things I will explain. Today I will post only syntax. Handling the exception I will post it. Okay, students? Now, after going to home, you try to execute what I am going to post to you. These two things you execute, how I explain, you also try to trace it by yourself. Okay, na? Right. Thank you, students. Good day. All the best. Right. Anuj Rajput. Thank you.